Have you ever wondered where your tax money actually goes? Today, I'm breaking it down using real federal data, and some of it might surprise you. Welcome to Follow the Money, the channel where we shine a light on U.S. government spending so you can understand where your money really ends up. Every week, I break down the federal budget, show you where the money goes, and why it matters to you. Let's start with the big picture. In 2023, the U.S. federal government spent around $6.13 trillion. That's roughly $18,400 for every person in the U.S. Here's a breakdown. Social Security took the biggest chunk, about 23% of the total, or $1.4 trillion. That money supports retirees, people with disabilities, and survivors of deceased workers. Medicare, which helps people over 65 with health care costs, received about 15%. That's roughly $920 billion. Defense and military spending also accounted for 15%, another $910 billion. To put that in perspective, that's more than the next 10 countries combined in military spending. Income security programs, things like food assistance, unemployment benefits, and housing support, made up 13%. Or about $780 billion. Medicaid and other health programs got around 9%, or $560 billion, providing care to low-income families and individuals. Interest on the national debt? About 8%, or $510 billion, and that money doesn't build roads, pay teachers, or provide services. It's just interest. The remaining 17% covers everything else, like education, transportation, veterans services, environmental protection, science, and more. So where does your tax money fit in? Let's say you earned $60,000 and paid about $8,000 in federal income taxes in 2023. Here's a rough idea of how your money was spent. About $1,840 went to Social Security, helping today's retirees. $1,200 went to Medicare, mostly for people over 65. Another $1,200 paid for the military and defense spending. $1,040 went to income support programs like food stamps and unemployment. $720 funded Medicaid, which provides health care for low-income Americans, and $640 of your money just vanished into interest on the national debt. That leaves $1,360 to cover everything else: education, veterans benefits, infrastructure, science, environmental protection, and, yes, government waste. But here's where things get uncomfortable. A lot of that everything else money doesn't go where it's supposed to. In just the past few years, the federal government has admitted to losing over $100 billion to fraudulent COVID relief claims. Fake companies, fake employees, real money, gone. Meanwhile, the Pentagon has failed 6 audits in a row. We're talking about trillions of dollars that literally can't be accounted for. And yes, this is the same Pentagon that once spent $640 on a single toilet seat. Want to see how deep it goes? In Mississippi, tens of millions in welfare funds meant for the state's poorest families were instead funneled to build a volleyball stadium for a former NFL star's alma mater. In Afghanistan, the U.S. government spent $43 million building a gas station that should have cost $500,000. And after all that, it never even opened. Fraud, mismanagement, no accountability, and you're footing the bill. The truth is, we don't have a tax problem, we have a spending problem. And if no one's watching, nothing changes. That's why we're here. To follow the money, expose the waste, and make it make sense for you. If you think you deserve to know where your money really goes, hit subscribe and join us. This is just the beginning.